Ratcliffe told us he wanted to put the Manchester back in Man United. He's taking it out.
Look, and Ratcliffe is in the crosshairs of the 1958. Clearly, Glazers out. You know the scarf. You know that the American Red Devils do not like the Glazers. They've been there. They've sucked this club dry. A lot of the dismay and despair since Fergie left as a result of the poor business decision. Richard Arnold, Ed Woodward. Now you're on to Jim Ratcliffe. And Jim Ratcliffe should be in the crosshairs of 1958 because at the end of the day, you talk about those mistakes, there's probably 50 million pounds. Also the austerity measures to get rid of all the lunch ladies, get rid of the free lunches, just things that United should not be about. This is a great community that is Manchester United, a global fan base. And I feel like the boats all have to be raised. And in certain places, Jim has put his thumb on raising ticket prices, cutting people out, and there's nowhere to hide. But unfortunately, it's such a mess from the Glazers, and Sir Jim doesn't have the cash that he ultimately gave the Glazers a lifeline, and he's making all these bad calls that are blowing up. Sure, Carrick won 3 games. That's great, but that's not – we're in the position we are because of all these awful decisions. And the way they dealt with Ten Hag was embarrassing. The way they dealt with Ashworth was embarrassing. Throwing all this money around to fire people and cutting out ex-players, the ex-players fund that was like $48,000 a year. Like stuff like that is just anti-United, and there's a good reason to be protesting.
Yeah, and fans are frustrated, and they deserve to be frustrated. He's also tone deaf, and I think his biggest issue is that he's far too thin-skinned to be even a partial owner or the front man of Manchester United, especially as we're looking to, reshape the squad, get back and basically fix the 18 years under Glazers ownership where they basically just crippled the club and destroyed the stadium and didn't put a dollar into it. He has shown that he's too involved in decision-making, heavy-handed in the decision he makes. He gets criticism, and he goes and does some kind of poo-poo, woe is me interview with Neville, and it's just he doesn't get it. He doesn't have the cash to fix it, and it's just a matter of time before he kind of time runs out. Eventually, time's going to run out. The Glazers will be like, yo, bro, we're good. They're going to sell. They'll probably sell to a sovereign. But also, people are going to pay $400 for those tickets. That's the thing, is there will be people who will travel and visit. But I understand the frustration. We were there. We saw it in the flesh. People are mad. The team hasn't gotten better. Nothing really has gotten better for them.
Stadium's riding to a score.
Stadium looks like shit.
The issue is the debt. It's the billion-plus pounds in debt that is both the original LBO plus the transfer payables, putting all these deals on the credit card to pay down the line. And that just puts United in a cash crunch, and we're making 600 million pounds in revenue, and we're not able to pay down this debt. It's embarrassing, and there's nowhere to. The club's stuck in the mud,
right?
And that's why we always needed a full reset, a full sale of the club. That will happen. This piecemeal Ratcliffe Glazer combo, it's the Amram appointment exposed Barada, exposed Sir Jim. They shunned Dan Ashworth's commentary on how to build a team, who is the only guy in the room who knows what he's talking about. And this disaster that has been the last 13 months is amazing that Carrick is sort of steadying the ship. Now, as fans, unfortunately, there is a issue where ultimately the best thing for killing the owners is for United not to make top 4. But as a fan, I'm going to root for my team and making top 4, because if we can get that extra revenue, we can get some better players, and maybe get back to a place where this team could be attractive to be sold, or this debt isn't that big of an issue.